Well, it's the 4th of October, and Knox County has seen 4 suspected drug overdose deaths in Knox County. That's according to the District Attorney General's office. That brings the total for this year to 226. Last year, the county saw 293. There is help out there, though. A new Department of Corrections program designed to divert addicts away from prison has now graduated its first class of participants.
WBIR 10 News reporter Cole Sullivan spoke to some of those graduates who say this program saved their lives. Cole?
Robin and Brandon, it's called the Day Reporting Center. It takes addicts out of prison and puts them in an intensive community program to try to get them on the road to recovery.
The building doesn't look like much.
It saved my life, for real. This place saved my life.
But Misty Ledford says the program inside is what's special.
I've been in and out of jail for 20 years.
She was an addict, in prison again, this time for a day short of a year.
The mistake led me to the bottle. I guess that's what I used to cope.
Peter Barrio kept violating his probation.
So I kept always ending up going back.
Today, they're 2 of the first 13 graduates from the Tennessee Department of Corrections Day Reporting Center.
Their crimes probably would not have happened had they not been addicted.
The DRC takes certain inmates out of jail and places them in an intensive program where they live and work in the community and attend classes.
It's the right thing for people who are struggling with opiate and meth addictions and other kinds of addictions.
And she says it works. They've only had a 15% relapse rate among those who have finished the program.
We've only had a couple that have had hiccups, and they have been hiccups.
They help with anger management, GED, getting a license, coping skills, and generally living life.
It's life. Life is hard, and every now and then life might fall apart for some people. And the biggest coping skill was that just because life falls apart doesn't mean that you have to fall apart.
A government program getting addicts out of prison and into recovery.
I can be to my grandbaby what I wasn't to my children.
The Department of Corrections says it's not only been a successful program, it also saves taxpayer money. For every inmate diverted to the DRC, the state saves about $70 per day. Robin and Brandon?
All right, Cole Sullivan, thank you very much.
Well, judge sentenced 2